Middle school, she was definitely a tomboy. High school years turned her more into a girl. She seemed very happy. That's why we have a hard time understanding why she done this.
This is me saying hi and sharing my story with you.
Here's to the years we spent together and to the many more years to come until we end up little old ladies in our nursing home, playing bingo, drinking shots of tequila, and know how much I wish I could be there. I love you.
Amber's memory is encouraging classmates to speak up about bullying and to ask for help.
It has been almost 48 hours since we started the Get Me to 21 campaign. We've had 1.2 million Twitter impressions.
All of a sudden, it's been put up on Facebook as, Kaylee's bucket list. It went international.
After a fatal crash at Terry Hills, David and Michelle Fry's 19-year-old daughter, Kaylee, was killed in a car accident. Now, people around the world are sharing her dreams and ticking off her life goals.
I just love the opening paragraph where it said, "It is by any measure one of the most uplifting stories of 2014. And when I read that, I went, uplifting? I lost my daughter. Hang on a minute. Uplifting. So we read on. Uplifting might seem like an odd or inappropriate word, given that it has at its centre a shocking tragedy which left a young woman dead and her family and friends shattered.
Kaylee, to me, was just that textbook genuine mate. I lived with her at uni for 2 years, and in that time, we got a really good chance to bond. I was with Kaylee on that night, and we started out there was probably about 10 of us that all gathered just to have a few casual drinks. I wasn't intending on having a big night, but you can't really help it when Kaylee buys you drinks, so biggest party girl I know.
They were at Shark Bar, which is in the Manly Corso, and she lived 500 metres from there.
Joe and I decided to leave, and Kaylee and Michael stayed on for another hour. I can say that all four of us were in no condition to drive.
What I believe, purely surmising of what I believe, and what I've read on her phone for the week leading up to when she died, they'd sat out the front of her unit, and then he said, "No, I'm going home." And she said, "I'll come with you and make sure you're all right," which is why she jumped in the passenger side.
Oh, shit. Go.
I'm going out to cook now and chat.
Okay, darling. I've been cooking. I'll just be doing my salads.
At first, when the police came, I honestly thought when they said, there's been an accident and Kaylee was involved, and it was like, okay, we're going to have to go up to the hospital to visit her and what's happened. When they said she died at the scene, it was like, no, not my Kaylee, no. And the first thing Michelle needed to do was go and clear out her stuff from her unit in Manly and bring everything home. When she first went up there to uni, 17, sort of really young anyway, Michelle had bought her this journal to start recording little snippets of things while she was in this new phase of life in uni.
When she graduated Year 12, I bought her this, and I said, when you start uni, I said, you can write all of your beautiful memories of your first year of uni in this, and love, laughter, life.
And just going through it, there was little snippets of poetry, her own thoughts.
So I'm reading and I'm trying to share, I'm trying to be close to her.
And about 2/3 of the way through, my bucket list.
Open my own business, learn to surf, write a song. I'm reading this stuff and I'm thinking, oh my God. How come I got to this age and never had a bucket list? After a while, after a couple of hours, maybe after days, he said, I want to put this in her funeral notice. I want to share this with the people that attend her funeral.
Gave it out to everyone and said, look, as you go off from the funeral, if you ever get a chance to do one or two of these things through the course of your life, tick them off and take Kaylee with you and say you've done it for Kaylee. And that's how this started, and we thought it was going to go from there and get a few things done over the course of a lifetime. All of a sudden, it's been put up on Facebook as, Kaylee's bucket list. It went international.
This is number 7 off the list for an awesome girl. Happy birthday. Too many ways to walk in, too little time.
And then all of a sudden, you're reading through an adopt a child, volunteer overseas, open an orphanage. It's like, oh my God, this is a 19-year-old kid. What major aspirations these things are.
Kaylee, look at me, look at me. Kaylee, 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 Kaylee.
The people that are on this Facebook page that have done all these things in her memory, most of them don't know her, have never known her, can never know her. It's a way that I keep her memory alive in my mind and give me reason to smile.
The bucket list, all the attention is a bit overwhelming, but it's nice to know that people are there for us, that they'll look out for us.
She was this big part of our family, and our family has been a little bit separated. It's hard.
I have to think about her because I don't want her memory to die. And I think if I stop thinking about her, then she wasn't here.
Mum's not too well. She hates Wednesdays because that's the day that it happened. I try to look after her as much as I can, make sure she's all right.
I just miss her so much. And I say every day, I just want you back. We've had a few issues, David and I would go to Kaylee and I'd talk to her about it. I'd be upset and she'd say, don't cry, I'll be there soon and I'll fix it all, I'll punch this person, I'll do this, I'll fix Dad, don't you worry, you leave him to me. And, but I was just, most of the time, letting off steam, but she was the person I turned to.
Isn't that what you put in?
Yeah, it says on the packet prawns, but we're putting mince in.
Can't we put mince in? I guess so. Isn't that what you put? Oh fuck, that's your spring rolls.
Yeah, Kaylee.
Shit, Ma!
I met Kaylee first week of college, so 3 years ago. Kaylee was a crazy, loud girl that everyone knew who she was. Even though she was 17 when she first started, everyone knew who she was. The first year of college, mother didn't give her anything. Her family didn't give her anything. So she literally had to pay her way through earning money for accommodation. I think one of the first days she came to Manly, she walked down to Blue Water and said, I need a job. I don't even care if I have to be a kitchen hand, I need a job now. She started off just as a regular waitress and ended up as a manager at one of the nicest restaurants in Manly, like supervisor there.
Bateman's Bay was not big enough for her. She's such a big personality and big person. She needed to get out there and explore everything that life had to offer, so she was ready for it. She wanted to do it. As much as I would love to turn around and say Kaylee is, the epitome of kindness and sainthood, that wasn't her. That wasn't her, and people seem to have been put her on this absolute pedestal. People who don't know her and they're like, oh, she must have been, like Mother Teresa. No, Kaylee liked to get heaps pissed and fall over and hurt herself. So she's not what people think she is. She was a real person. She'd be like people's daughters or their sons' friends or, their nieces or their cousins. She was a cool person. She was out there living it while she had it.
Go, Bella. You can do it.
I can do it by myself.
I believe in you.
I don't believe in myself anymore.
Sing I Believe I Can Fly as you jump. 3, 2, 1. Woo!
She was a big part of who I am, and then now I'm not really sure who I am without her because I can't call her and talk to her about everything, and like there's a lot of things that I can't do anymore because she was my go-to. That's who I did them with or who I talked to about them, and now I feel like I don't really know who I am anymore and I need to find myself.
Have you two finished eating? Yeah. Do you want to come up and spend some time in Kaylee's room? Because you had lots of memories in that room. Yeah. You laughed a lot. Bella, what I want to do is read your. Would you go over and grab her post? Yeah. Your post.
After the funeral at the wake, there was obviously lots of different coloured pieces of paper, and everyone could write something if they wanted to and pin it to the notice board for Kaylee.
So Bella's going to read as hers.
Hey babe, I miss you. I know everyone has said that, but it's because you were the best part of a lot of people's lives. You've been my best friend for 10 years and I really wish you were here right now. I need you to know that through all we've been through together that I love you more than myself. Don't be sad it's over, smile because it happened.
Oh, baby, that's beautiful. Thank you. This just turned up in the mail the other day. She Facebooked me and asked me for my address.
Are you logged in on Kaylee's Facebook?
Don't touch that computer.
Just clicking on the photo of Kaylee.
Kaylee's computer lives here. Nobody touches it. Nobody moves it. That's its home. This is another beautiful gift I got. Hold that.
Did I see that somewhere on Facebook or something?
Yeah, you probably would. People so beautiful. This is artwork. Complete an art piece for your house, and it turned up saying the Fryer family care of Bateman's Bay Post Office. Do I know who this lady is? Haven't a clue. Haven't a clue. Her trophies and other bits and pieces. Oh, here's another Christie Year 5 art piece. Everything Christie. Mum, look what I made you. Look at it. Because she'd see all these other things turn up from people that she didn't even know. And so she felt like she had to do something for her sister. Tonight, we're going to a Kaylee Fryer Bucket List Gala fundraiser. A lady contacted me a number of months ago and asked me, had anyone done number 38 on the bucket list? And I said no. She said, I'd really like to do that for you and your family.
Hey, my beautiful girl. Number 38 is host a fundraiser, and as you can see, we're having a massive auction. With the funds that we raised tonight will be going to Kaylee's kitchen that's been built in Kenya. We've had over $25,000 worth of items donated, which for our small community is massive.
Can you hold my hand? Because I'm really nervous.
Thank you all so much for coming here tonight and taking part in tonight's fundraiser. The response has just been absolutely phenomenal. So from Michelle and I, honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
We never get to know the difference that she's making and the people that are going out of their way to complete her bucket list are helping people, and that's more than she ever could have hoped from her own personal bucket list.
If this hadn't all happened, it would have just been goodbye and the funeral and bury her, and that would have been it. There would have just been this massive hollow in our lives. We know she's not coming back. I know we're not in denial or anything like that, but as long as we've got this thing going, we're keeping her legacy going and her spirit going. These were her dreams and her wishes, and we're just giving her a bit of a hand.
I'm sad all the time, but when I look around this room and see people that have given up their time and to come and do something special for my daughter, that makes me feel happy.
The family creating the Facebook page is it's fine. Like, they asked at the funeral if we could, like, during our lifetime, complete some things on the bucket list. And the fact that so many people's contributed to that is fantastic, but you can't let that be the memory of her. Yeah. Michelle will never move on, ever. Especially not trying to hold on to this Facebook page. Sadly enough, she's never going to get Kaylee back, ever. That's how it is.
I've gone from 37.5 milligrams of antidepressants to 150 milligrams. Does it work every day? Not really, because I still cry. I wake up sad too many days. Today, I wake up happy.
You know that
And I sing
I'm here.
all the songs that they hate. Good morning, let's get ready for the day. Hooray!
Who said that I hated that song?
Oh, your sisters do. Perfect poached eggs.
Can I have
Look at that. Restaurant quality, perfect poached eggs. Good morning, my darling. And all the time, every time we eat poached eggs, who do we think of, baby?
Kaylee.
Poached eggs. My girl and poached eggs. I was talking to Bella the other day and I said that we're going to have breakfast the other day. I said, we might have a Kaylee breakfast. She goes, poached eggs. Straight up. I don't ever want the talk of her or the memory of her to ever stop. Christy, you need to move
Get ready.
Yeah, you need to move it, honey. It's 7:30, 15 minutes before the bus.
Ow, ow, ow.
Right, lunchbox bag, quick, let's go.
Hi, darling.
I hope people talk about her and her bucket list and her life and how she made them want to change their life. I hope it never goes away, because it's all I have left.
Amber was 16 going on 17. Kim and Alan Cornwell say she came home from a date Friday night and seemed perfectly happy.
We thought this was a great year. She was 11th grade this year. She played tennis. She was in dance. She was in chorus.
But despite all the reasons to live, on Saturday morning,
and we found our daughter had committed suicide.
Amber's last post on the night before she died leaves them in tears.
She put something on Facebook that said, if I die tonight, will anyone cry? We love you, Amber. This was me and Alan pregnant with Amber. I was at the beach with Amber in my belly. I actually found out I was pregnant with Amber before we got married. So she was my baby I was never supposed to have. I wasn't supposed to have children. So she was my miracle baby. She was a little chunky monk. Loved bath time. That's with her daddy when daddy was young. She never could play by herself. You know, she always had to have somebody playing with her all the time. Even though she was, for 5 years, she was an only child until Brianna come along.
Yeah, I was very close to Amber. She's my older sister, and there's really no one else. She was like my friend.
We were blessed to have two wonderful children. Probably a lot of the memories from when she was little is when we was first going hunting and fishing. And
she went bear hunting, deer hunting, turkey hunting. She was Daddy's boy.
The only really picture I got of me and her hunting together. I had some on my other phone, but it broke, and then now I got this dinosaur phone, so that was my buddy hunting in the woods, that's for sure. Brianna, she don't mind the fishing part, but she's not into the hunting part. Amber, she's like me. Anything I went and done, she was usually right there with me.
Middle school, she was definitely a tomboy. High school years turned her more into a girl.
We actually met through Facebook, so it was a little bit weird. Like, we had never really met each other in person. Like, well, you know, it just for a couple weeks, it kind of went through, like, we would like each other's statuses and pictures and stuff, but, like, we never really talked. And then we, like, where do you live? And then where do you live? And it was, like, right next to each other, so we were like, we should hang out. I just fell in love with her, I guess.
She would always talk about Andrew to me, and she loved him. She loved that boy.
He works at Burger King. He's a cutie pie. He was homeschooled his whole life. They loved each other, you could tell. And she had been told at school, oh, he's too good for you. He's too nice looking for you. You don't deserve anybody like that.
Like, I knew that she was depressed, and I knew that she, like, didn't really like her school situation and didn't like all of that stuff, but I didn't think about it as being something that was so immediate. She loved me, and we would go to church every week together. I was trying to bring her out of her, how she was feeling and her depression and all that. Whenever she was with me, that's when she was happy.
I decided to learn how to do this instead of doing construction. So Kim learned from a lady that learned from the New York grooming school. That's who she learned from, and I learned from her. We got the two girls, and I didn't see them doing construction that I was doing, so I kind of broke off of that to keep this going, so in case the girls wanted to get into the dog grooming business, it's already pre-established. I don't know. You try and plan, but sometimes it don't work out.
Amber went to school on Friday the 19th. It was a half day. They were out for Christmas break, so they only went to 12 o'clock. She got off out of school. I knew she was going off with Andrew, her boyfriend, and they were spending the day together, and I just told her to be home by 11 o'clock.
It was a Friday night. We were hanging out with my group of friends, and everything was good, and then she had to be home at 11:30. And everybody else, we were all about to go walk Main Street, and hang out, and she really, really, really wanted to come. And I really, really wanted her to come, but I was like, your parents want you home, you gotta be home. If I don't get you home, then I won't be able to come and see you tomorrow, So I brought her home, and when she got out of the car, she kind of seemed that she was upset about something, but no more than usual, And I was like, look, just hold on. I'll be home in an hour or two, and we can talk.
She come in at 11 o'clock that night, happy-go-lucky Amber, telling me about her evening. I actually was putting presents under the Christmas tree for her. I went to bed around 11:30, 12, and she was happy. She was sitting here on the computer happy, waiting on Andrew to text her back when he got home.
I was just out until like 1 in the morning, and then I went home, and then she had texted me and had said. But she said, like, I can't do it anymore, I really need to talk to you. And this was before I had an actual phone. I just had Wi-Fi. And so I wasn't able to respond because I was out. And then when I got home, I saw them, and then I tried to message her back, and then I just never got a response. And so then I messaged her, for a couple hours and never got a response, so I just assumed she had went to bed.
I got up that morning, and her door she usually keeps it mostly shut. And I actually pushed the door open enough to where I seen her closet door open, and I seen her butt sticking out, and I thought, what are you doing hiding from me? And then as I got further around, I could see where she hung herself.
He started hollering. I jumped up out of bed and went and looked. And she had hung herself in the closet. She had tied a belt around her neck. And the medical examiner said she must have died around 1 a.m. And that was right after I talked to her.
I was going through my news feed, and all I saw was Rip Amber and poor Amber, fly high. And I thought it was a joke. And so I asked one of my friends what was going on. And she said, Lexi, Amber hung herself in her closet.
You cooling off yet? What a good boy.
I asked my mom if I could be on Instagram or Facebook, and she said, I can't be on Facebook, but I could be on Instagram. I just like it because I have friends on there, because I don't really have friends in, real life. I'm close to my mom, but not really my dad, because he was more close, to Amber more than me.
Me and Amber had a different bond. I feel like she loved me more than anybody else in this house. I feel like she loved me more than my wife or my other daughter loves me. So with that's gone, yeah, that was devastating. I don't know where down the line, I don't know. Still a lot of questions I don't know. So, I don't know. Taught her to be strong, and I don't know where she went so weak.
She seemed very happy. That's why we have a hard time understanding why she done this.
Because I'd pick her up from school almost every day. I'd be like, how's your day? And then she would just tell me that this so-and-so said this today, so-and-so called me a bitch today.
I know people called her a whore or a slut, because they were either jealous of her or they wanted to be her.
There's nothing really that I could do about it other than tell her to ignore it and, just breeze it off, because it's just bullshit. It's just high school. That's what high school is. Because that's how my high school was. That's how, That's how a lot of people at high school is. Roll with the punches. It'll be over. It'll get better.
As students get back to their routine, Amber's memory is encouraging classmates to speak up about bullying and to ask for help.
I do blame one child in particular, and it's only because she likes to brag about it still, that she killed Amber. Kara Elizabeth Browning.
The only thing I know about it is she was just harassing her. Wouldn't anything Amber commented or said or anything. She always had to come back something negative or stupid about it. She just wouldn't leave her alone.
She had been talking about suicide, and Kara told her, quit talking about it and do it. And the next morning I found her.
Kara called me and called me absolutely hysterical, screaming and crying, saying that it's Amber, it's Amber. She told me that she killed her. They were talking about how Amber was going to kill herself, And then Kara said something along the lines of, grow up and come back into reality and get in the real world because you're not gonna do it. And then come to find out an hour later, she did.
Needless to say, I can't wait to run into her parents or whoever they are. So, yeah, I'm waiting on that day. I'm a believer in karma. It's gonna come around. I'm not going looking for him, but I'll run into him one day.
Zach called me today to warn me about this interview, but you had already called. I'm gonna tell you my side of the story. When I moved from East, I didn't talk to Amber anymore. I didn't really talk to any of my friends from East. I heard she was posting stuff on Facebook about cutting herself and wanting to commit suicide. I figured she was like any of these other kids nowadays, doing it for attention. So the day she died, before I had known she died, I sent her a message telling her basically that she needed to get a grip. That if she was doing it for attention, she needed to stop. She was loved by so many people. She played tennis, she sung, she could get any guy she wanted to. I mean, look at her picture, she's stunning. She had a boyfriend.
I just don't see how somebody commits suicide just because somebody else is saying things to them. I mean, you need to have thicker skin than that. I mean, I hate that she committed suicide, but this is going to sound terrible, and I'd never say it to her mom, never.
Good thing you're saying it on camera then.
Amber's the one to blame for the suicide. She's the one that made the decision to do it.
For a while, I did feel like I had killed Amber, and then I heard that she had committed suicide the night before, and then I realized I hadn't sent that message until the night after. So then I realized she never even saw my message.
There is no actual physical evidence that we have in hand to say this person bullied or that person bullied. So her phone had nothing on it. The sheriff's department had it for a week and they found nothing on it. She's a smart girl when it come to covering stuff up. She knew how to cover stuff up. Unfortunately, I didn't want to see her Facebook page. I wanted nothing to do with that computer. And I didn't want them to be able to put anything negative on there, so I said, shut it down.
I didn't really like when they closed her Facebook page down because I wanted to go back and I wanted to look at all those memories, you know? Because I don't have her voice anymore. I don't have anything of her anymore.
My mom said at the funeral that we just say bye, and so I said bye at the funeral. When I miss Amber, I usually just focus on something else besides her.
We saw something that nobody can take away. But she was only 16. I don't want any more parents to have to go through this. It needs to stop.
This is really just me pushing play on my webcam on my computer. I'm in the lounge in my daybed and I just wanted to check in.
No.
Please. Hey, I had a really rough day today, so I'm sorry if I haven't replied to any messages or posts. I can easily delete this, so I think I can use it as an honest thing. This could be an emotional check-in. The moment I start questioning what I'm afraid of and breaking things down into individual parts, like, am I afraid of being with the nurse? No. Am I afraid of going to sleep? No, then I'm okay. It's just the general impression. I get this terrified feeling. But it is scary being in hospital. It's not where you want to be for this long.
And go for it, Jen.
I have a very rare condition called pulmonary hypertension, and I was diagnosed about 2 years ago when I was 18. Originally, I was told that it was psychosomatic, which is a bit of a freak out because I was told that by numerous experts, and being convinced that you're messed up enough to make yourself sick when you're feeling physical symptoms is very difficult, and it definitely undermines what you're going through. The blood can't circulate properly through my lungs, and therefore I can't absorb the oxygen that I need. And it's degenerative. It's terminal. People really hate it when I talk like that. Everyone here probably wants me to describe my illness as life-threatening or as serious. But it's not just life-threatening, it's terminal. I've looked up the statistics and asked all the difficult questions, and I am dying. It was originally a shock to discover what was wrong with me. But the second shock, which is one that I think patients in other parts of the world don't experience, was realizing that really nothing I needed was available to me. The resounding sort of feeling that we got from everyone was, look, don't even bother asking. Don't bother trying. This is impossible. Ideally, if we had it, I would put you on Bezantan and Flolan, but that's not here. You're never going to get it. So just go home and, try not to think about it too much, which my parents didn't accept. I'm incredibly lucky to have an incredibly stubborn family.
We realized we had to skill up and we had to make it happen. Otherwise, we were never going to get what we needed for our Jen. And really what we did was realize, hold on, we have to use every skill we've got as a family, not just me, Stuart with all his marketing skills, Jenna with her incredible speaking skills, public skills. She's a very academic and very successful young lady, and Christy with her beautiful voice. Let's take everything the family's got and let's find a way to fight this. Hi everybody. Getting to the point of going public as a manner of speaking has been a long and a slow emotional process for all of us. 5 weeks ago, when I pushed send on the first invitation for tonight, I have to admit to putting my head down on my keyboard and I wept. Reaching out for help is not an easy thing to do, but now that we have, I am simply blown away.
Awareness is thus a key in early diagnosis, which can prolong your life expectancy if you start treatment earlier, and in having available treatments. So that's kind of what we wanted to do with the trust, and as I'm sure most of you have seen, we started the website and I started blogging, which was odd for me. Me and my sister produced a song which I wrote and which she sings.
Okay, let's go.
I don't know about that. Let's make it this.
Do we go so I save the moment or save in the moment? Because either could work.
So,
just depending on how fast you sing it. Do you know
so
what I mean?
we'll put I there because this is kind of personal, I think.
Standing alone in the crowd, puppet smile on, voice too loud.
Stop.
You've written the song, Jenna. You've written the words. You sat down one day and you wrote a song about your life right now.
I really just thought that if I give up now and play victim, I mean, no one's going to blame me, but the only person that I'll be hurting is myself. And I don't want this illness to make me
I don't want to view myself as less of a person than I was before I was diagnosed, and I don't want to disengage from the goals and ambitions that I've held so dear my whole life. We got a lot of traction on radio with interviews and with that song in general, and amazing things started happening.
Feeling your life speeding up. Savor the moment, just know when to stop.
Jenna and her family started the Jenna Low Trust to educate others and raise awareness about the condition. They aim to help other sufferers get an earlier diagnosis and access to the treatment they need.
One woman has already been diagnosed as a direct result of our campaign, and that for me makes it completely worth it. It's a cause that I've not wanted, but that's been thrust upon me, and which I think is going to become a massive part of the rest of my life, however long that may be. Recently, there's this whole new trend. I call them the YOLO people, the people who want to make the most of the night like they're going to die young. And they piss me off quite a lot. The worst is beautiful girls my age smoking. Every weekend, I wonder if anyone ever stops and thinks about what it must feel like for me to see them fuck up their lungs when I have done nothing wrong and mine are killing me.
See your poop. This is rolling.
I don't know. I don't know how this fucking thing works. We lived a lifetime in 20 years, her and I. And if she was scared or sad or joyous or anything, she spoke to me.
It's the circle of life.
The unfortunate thing is that I think I was diagnosed too late. I have been deteriorating, and my most recent checkup, I was told that I'm going to have to be listed for a bilateral lung transplant.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
Reindeer.
You'll go down in history.
Okay, well, I didn't answer those voice notes last night because James was here last night. Holy shit. Camilla, yes, he's such a good kisser. He's like, I don't know, it's like on a whole nother level. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm kind of happy. And, we're kind of like a thing now. So, it's all very cute.
She loved seeing the world from outside of her little bedroom because she didn't leave there too often. And Jen got quite, I wouldn't say lonely, but being stuck in bed, you get bored. Apart from getting lonely and a bit bored, she was a bit worried about people forgetting about her. She was worried that she would get invited to an event and wouldn't be able to go, so she wouldn't be able to talk to people as much. She was worried that she would fall out of social circles. Not many people are going to forget about her, especially after the impact that she had in the social media awareness that was just everywhere. So no one was forgetting about her, but it's a little bit hard to see that side of the story when you're in your room the whole time.
Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm 19, and I'm planning my 21st birthday party now. And I'm inviting you. Now, that might seem a little bit odd because I probably don't know you, but I would like you to come anyway. And I don't care what shape, size, color, age you are. I want you to be there with me. All you really have to do to come to my party is to sign up to be an organ donor. Because in order to make it to 21, I'm going to need new lungs.
The problem in this country is that there were 0.3% of the population are registered as organ donors. So if you need an organ in this country, it's a death sentence. There's very small chance of you actually receiving an organ.
It has been almost 48 hours since we started the Get Me to 21 campaign, and in that time we've had 1.2 million Twitter impressions roundabout and a couple thousand YouTube views, and the response has just been amazing and everyone is sharing it and it's incredible.
Get Me to 21. Jenna, thank you for being brave. It's a beautiful thing. Go and check out the website. And we're coming to your birthday party.
Yes,
Most
we
definitely.
Thank you very much, and that's Jenna Lowe.
Thank you for the video. Thank you for the awareness. Thank you for your selflessness.
Hopefully this transplant will give me a second chance at everything, because for the last couple of years, one thing I've struggled with the most is not being allowed to have dreams, because I think everyone focuses on the future quite a lot to get you through things. And then you hear that you might get a transplant. It opens up all these possibilities again and you can dream.
I have to ask, how urgent is your transplant?
It's pretty urgent. Yeah. So ideally, in my mind, I would get my transplant really soon so that I could be at my 21st, which is in October next year.
Mm-hmm.
But it is hopefully going to happen in the next couple months. While I wait for that, I'm pretty much at home, stuck in my room, because I'm not doing so well. So I spend about 60% of my day sleeping, and the rest of the time I read or just lie still, because it's very difficult for me to move around or exert myself in any way.
She had the operation yesterday afternoon. It went really, really well, and she's currently in recovery. One little video which went viral literally saved her life.
That is phenomenal. That is really, really phenomenal. And I think the lesson here is never give up.
It's a major, major surgery. It was an 8-hour surgery.
Hello, Bean. Hi, guys. This is me taking a video. Say hello.
We didn't realize how bad she was and how far gone she was. She didn't have long to live before her transplant. Months.
Look at that. Look at that.
You look so gorgeous.
Oh.
I need you to join me suiting up.
You look spectacular. Oh, yeah.
Look at James, he cleans up nicely,
Please
eh?
take photos of this.
Jen and I only managed to have 2 dates, and both of them, either her mom or her dad, were there.
Hello. It's Jen and James. Put your mask back on, no breathing on me. Seriously, don't even joke. And we are in hospital in
7 days.
section 7.
Who said that? I didn't even know.
And so I still have a little bit of Bell's palsy. This eyebrow is paralyzed. Can you see?
You're so weird.
And now I'm going to pause this and use the camera to take off my makeup, I think. Bye.
Why don't you go the other side so that you can use the handrail? Then you've got sister on the one side and the handrail on the other. Better plan. 1, 2, there's no rush.
So obviously post-transplant's almost 12 weeks now. I'll probably be out next Tuesday.
And 5, you are a hero. Well done, Jen. Catch your breath. Yeah. Doctors have never seen one patient be dealt so many challenges. She fought and fought and fought till the very end, and kept coming back from the edge.
I think looking at myself while I speak it's quite important, because I've just seen my face move slightly. At least I caught a glimpse of Jenna, because this fat face and whatnot. So it kind of makes it hard to recognize myself.
She never left the hospital, and she went through a lot. And we hadn't really spoken about those 6 months because Jen's legacy and what she wanted to do was save other lives. And I don't want her journey and her life to be in vain.
As long as there's fire in my love in my love in my soul, there is hope. I'm still breathing.